Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into The Power of Nunchi by Euny, a captivating exploration of the ancient Korean art of understanding and influencing the moods and thoughts of others to foster trust, connection, and harmony. Published in 2019, this insightful guide is not just for those interested in Korean culture, but for anyone who wishes to enhance their social interactions in various contexts, from professional environments to personal relationships. Euny, a seasoned journalist with contributions to major publications like the New York Times, Washington Post, and Wall Street Journal, brings her rich experiences of cultural transition from the United States to Korea to illustrate the transformative power of Nunchi. Having mastered this skill herself, Hong offers practical advice on how to quickly read a room and effectively engage with people, making The Power of Nunchi an essential read for employees aiming for career advancement, wellness seekers looking to deepen their social connections, and anyone enchanted by the subtleties of Korean interpersonal practices. Join us as we explore how the power of Nunchi can be leveraged to enhance your interactions and understanding of those around you in just about any situation. The Power of Nunchi, the Korean Secret to Happiness and Success. Introduction. Master the art of silent communication with Nunchi. Have you ever wanted to know what people around you are thinking without them saying a word? There's a powerful tool from Korean culture that equips you to do just that. It's called Nunchi. Imagine walking into a room and sensing the mood instantly, understanding the dynamics between people, and knowing just what to say. Nunchi, often likened to a form of emotional intelligence, is your secret to navigating social landscapes with ease. Nunchi is all about the subtle art of reading the room. It teaches you to quickly assess the emotional atmosphere and the thoughts of others through keen observation. Not just their words, but their body language, expressions, and even what they're not saying. By honing this skill, you can enhance both your personal and professional life, fostering relationships that are not only beneficial, but also deeply satisfying. In this exploration of Nunchi, you will discover the techniques to sharpen your observational skills, to understand and react aptly to the unspoken cues around you. Effective ways to make a memorable and positive first impression, ensuring you start on the right foot in any social setting. Strategies to subtly influence and connect with your colleagues, enhancing collaboration and workplace harmony. Prepare to elevate your interaction skills to an art form, with the power of Nunchi guiding your every move. Part 1. Unlock the secret to better relationships with the Korean art of Nunchi. Picture this. You've just landed a new job and are eager to make a positive impression. At your first work party, you notice everyone laughing excessively at a joke from an older woman that wasn't particularly amusing. What's your move? With adept Nunchi skills, you'd swiftly deduce that this woman is likely a key figure, perhaps the boss. This insight would guide you to introduce yourself at just the right moment, setting a foundation for future interactions. Nunchi, a crucial facet of Korean culture, revolves around the ability to read others' thoughts and emotions based solely on their behavior and the context around them. Translating to I measure in English, Nunchi is about more than just observation. It's about adapting your behavior in real time as situations evolve. This practice has deep roots in Korea's history, a nation that has stood at the intersection of major powers like China and Japan and faced numerous invasions. Through Nunchi, Koreans developed a strategy not only for survival, but for flourishing under complex political dynamics. For example, during the Japanese colonization from 1919 to 1945, Koreans mastered the delicate act of appeasing and resisting, thereby safeguarding aspects of their culture like language and religion. Nunchi's impact extends beyond historical and cultural survival. It's woven into beloved Korean folk tales, such as the story of Han Gil-dong, a sort of Korean Robin Hood who leveraged his Nunchi to evade danger, dethrone a corrupt king, and claim the throne himself. Yet, Nunchi's appeal is not confined to Korean borders. According to Jung Hyo, a psychology professor at Kyungpook National University, those adept in Nunchi tend to exhibit higher self-esteem and life satisfaction. Whether in personal or professional realms, mastering Nunchi can help you make smarter choices about partners and allies, advance your career, and shield you from potential adversaries. Embracing the nuanced art of Nunchi can profoundly enrich your interactions and help pave the way for a fulfilled and harmonious life. Part 2. Refining the art of social awareness through the concept of room. What exactly constitutes a room? It's not just an enclosed space defined by walls, a ceiling, a door, and perhaps a couple of windows. Beyond its physical layout, a room represents a dynamic social environment where various interactions occur and atmospheres develop. In the Korean practice of Nunchi, understanding the essence of a room is paramount. It's about perceiving the collective, emotional, and social interactions rather than focusing solely on individual behaviors. This holistic observation is crucial for mastering Nunchi. Consider an instance when someone notable enters a room. Even if you're unaware of their arrival, the subtle shifts in the room's dynamics, the sudden whispers, the synchronized turning of heads, can clue you into the changed atmosphere. This sensitivity to the flow and undercurrents of a room is a practical demonstration of Nunchi. Each room also has its own distinctive vibe, or bunwigi, as it's known in Korean, which translates to the atmosphere or wellness of the space. This vibe is a collective contribution of everyone present, and one person lacking Nunchi can disrupt the whole environment. For example, imagine you're in a gathering where a friend shares a grave health diagnosis. If someone walks in and, misreading the somber mood, cracks a joke about the somber faces, they disrupt the room's bunwigi, showing poor Nunchi that leads to discomfort and dismay among the group. But Nunchi isn't just about using the right words at the right moment. It's equally about making gestures that enhance or maintain the positive atmosphere of a room. Take, for instance, Mrs. Ramsey from Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. With a simple act of lighting candles in the dining room, she transforms an awkward gathering into one of warmth and unity. The glow of candlelight eases the tension, creating an inviting and cohesive space. Learning from Mrs. Ramsey's example, even the smallest actions, when informed by Nunchi, can significantly impact the sense of togetherness and connectivity in any social setting. Through this refined awareness, you can turn everyday interactions into meaningful encounters and enhance the collective well-being of any group you are part of. Part 3. Embracing collective values and subtlety, the essence of Nunchi. Ever seen a child impatiently protest in a queue? In Korea, a typical response from a parent might be, "Are you the only person in the world?" This retort underscores a fundamental aspect of Korean culture and the practice of Nunchi, collectivism. In this context, it's not just about the individual. It's about recognizing one's part within the broader community, akin to how bees operate to support their hive. To truly master Nunchi, one must not only embrace collectivism, but also cultivate an attribute referred to as roundness rather than jaggedness. Consider the imagery presented by Roald Dahl in James and the Giant Peach. In his adventure, James aboard a giant peach escapes sharks because the peach's smooth, round surface offers no edges for the sharks to latch onto. Similarly, Nunchi advocates for an interpersonal style characterized by gentleness and adaptability, traits likened to the peach's roundness that allow for smoother, conflict-free interactions. Furthermore, a refined understanding is a central pillar in the practice of Nunchi, distinct from but often confused with empathy. Korean wisdom advises change locations and think, urging a shift in perspective, quite literally, to see situations from various angles. In contrast, the Western idiom, put yourself in someone else's shoes, suggests a more intimate, empathetic approach which could blur objectivity. Nunchi values this form of detached understanding, promoting a perspective shift that allows one to assess situations and human interactions with clarity and without bias. This method not only enhances personal insights, but also ensures smoother interpersonal engagements, providing a balanced view that prioritizes the group's harmony over individual impulses. By internalizing these concepts, collectivism, roundness, and understanding, one develops a robust nunchi that not only favors societal cohesion, but also navigates social environments with greater ease and effectiveness. Part 4. Harnessing Silence and Observation. The Practice of Stilling in Nunchi. Imagine it's rush hour and you're on a bustling subway platform. As the train arrives, you notice one car is suspiciously empty despite the crowd. Alertly, you deduce there must be an issue, perhaps an unpleasant smell, and you choose a more crowded car. This decision, made amidst the chaos, is an application of stilling, a focused, mindful observation of your surroundings and the people within them. The art of stilling is foundational in mastering Nunchi, serving as a crucial aspect of its etiquette. A primary principle of Nunchi is to enter any room with an empty mind, free from preconceptions. This mental clarity is vital because it heightens your perception, allowing you to accurately gauge the dynamics and atmosphere before you. For example, arriving at a formal dinner with the assumption that the attendees are snobbish could blind you to potential connections, such as meeting someone who shares your passion for volunteerism. Furthermore, stilling encompasses the wisdom of often remaining silent, a practice somewhat at odds with Western norms, which often equate loudness with assertiveness. Nunchi values the subtle strength found in silence because it allows the space for information to flow towards you, often answering your inquiries without the need for direct interrogation. This concept is also emphasized in Korean educational settings where students are generally discouraged from interrupting a lesson with their questions. The belief here is that such interruptions could disrupt the learning process not just for the individual, but for the entire class. Questions can wait until the lesson is complete, ensuring that the teacher's message is delivered effectively and without diversion. In essence, the practice of stilling embodies the patience to listen and observe, rather than rush to speak or act. By adopting this approach, one not only respects the collective learning environment, but also cultivates a deeper understanding and a more accurate reading of social cues. This not only enhances personal insights but also promotes more meaningful and well-timed interactions. Part 5. Enhancing First Impressions with the keen insights of Nunchi picture Sherlock Holmes, the iconic Victorian detective, crafted by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, leveraging his uncanny ability to form accurate first impressions instantly. At his initial meet with Dr. John Watson, Holmes notes Watson's tan and the weary way he carries himself, deducing that Watson has recently returned from military service in Afghanistan. While we may not possess Holmes's exceptional deductive prowess, adopting the principles of Nunchi can significantly sharpen our ability to make and interpret first impressions. Often, people are skeptical about first impressions, likening them to judging a book by its cover, potentially tainted by biases like racism or sexism. However, true Nunchi encourages us to shed these preconceived notions, enabling an unbiased, clear view of new acquaintances. Nunchi, by its nature, provides a buffer against prejudice. Unlike fixed biases, Nunchi-driven impressions are flexible, adapting as new information becomes available. This dynamic form of judgment focuses on the reality presented in the moment, unclouded by previous assumptions. Additionally, Nunchi offers invaluable techniques for making a favorable first impression ourselves. One such technique is mirroring, where you subtly replicate the body language and gestures of the person you're interacting with. This practice was exemplified during the 2018 summit between South Korean Premier Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The careful synchronization of their actions, from bowing to eating pace, not only displayed unity but also mutual respect, enhancing the quality of their interaction. Mirroring, as demonstrated by these leaders, can effectively convey respect and camaraderie, setting a solid foundation for any relationship, be it personal or professional. By mirroring others, we non-verbally communicate that we are in sync with them, potentially making our interactions smoother and more engaging. Thus, by refining our use of Nunchi, we can better trust our initial perceptions of others while also ensuring that we make strong, positive first impressions ourselves, ready to give it a try. This subtle yet powerful skill might just transform your next social encounter. Part 6. Enhancing Social Dynamics with the Subtleties of Nunchi. Consider a teenager strategizing the perfect moment to ask for a favor from their parents. They carefully avoid the early morning grumpiness and opt for the more relaxed evening hours when their requests are likely to be met with a favorable response. This tactical approach is second nature to many youths, instinctively tapping into the power of indirect communication, something quite akin to the Korean concept of Nunchi. As adults, there's often an assumption that the complexities of reading moods and selecting the right moment for dialogue are no longer necessary, that direct communication should prevail. Yet the reality is that the subtleties of communication don't fade with age. They become increasingly significant. Nunchi emphasizes understanding these subtleties, which is not only pivotal in family interactions, but is crucial in romantic and other social relationships. It involves picking up on indirect cues, a skill that remains central to effective communication, irrespective of one's background. Each family, for instance, has unique ways of expressing emotions. One might openly declare their anger, while another may choose to silently step out for a walk. The effectiveness of Nunchi extends into the romantic realm as well. While many relationship experts advocate for direct expression of needs, the truth is, nuances often dominate our interactions. Perhaps you've been with someone who couldn't discern the implied meanings behind your words or understand the impact of their actions based on subtle hints. For example, saying, "I'm tired," might be your indirect way of expressing a need for rest rather than an eagerness to attend a social event, a nuance a partner needs to grasp without explicit explanation. The application of Nunchi also enhances empathy within friendships. Understanding that a friend's moodiness could be related to personal challenges, like caring for an ailing loved one, allows you to respond more thoughtfully. Perhaps organizing a relaxing activity could offer them the reprieve they need, showcasing tact and consideration fostered by Nunchi. Ultimately, integrating Nunchi into our daily interactions encourages smoother, more empathetic relationships across all areas of life. It teaches us to consider not just what is being said, but how it's being said, and what might not be said at all. Part 7. Unlock career advancement with the strategic use of Nunchi at work. Ever wondered how certain colleagues advance rapidly up the career ladder, seemingly irrespective of their actual competencies? While it might not be immediately obvious, their secret weapon often isn't direct connections with higher-ups, but a subtle skill known as Nunchi. In the workplace, where ambiguity and indirect exchanges prevail, Nunchi emerges as an invaluable tool for deciphering the unsaid and understanding the undercurrents. Observing how individuals navigate these dynamics can provide crucial insights into advancing your own career. Consider the corporate environment, a place typically riddled with indirect communication and subtle power plays. Utilizing Nunchi here means reading beyond the official memos and public announcements to comprehend the real dynamics. For instance, at social gatherings or meetings, instead of diving straight into conversations, take a moment to observe. Look at the groups forming, note who's conversing with whom, gauge the body language. Are there signs of an unofficial hierarchy or alliances that don't align with the formal structure? Such astute observations can inform who you might prioritize building relationships with, regardless of their official status on the organizational chart. If, for example, the company's founder seems to favor the deputy director's company over that of the director, it might be wise to invest time and effort in forging a strong connection with the deputy. Nunchi is equally beneficial for entrepreneurs or those self-employed. Successful business figures often possess keen Nunchi, enabling them to anticipate market needs and consumer desires rapidly. Steve Jobs exemplified this when developing the iPod. His insistence that users should access any song in no more than 3 clicks demonstrated his profound understanding of user experience. a clear display of his Nunchi in predicting customer frustrations and needs before they even arise. The success of the iPod wasn't just a win for Apple, it was a testament to how effective Nunchi can be in making strategic decisions that align with public sentiment and user behavior. Learning from these examples, anyone looking to ascend in their career, whether within a company or in their own venture, can greatly benefit from cultivating Nunchi. This skill doesn't just help in making informed decisions, it's about navigating the workplace maze with a clearer understanding of its intricate social dynamics. Embracing Nunchi might just be your next big career move. Part 8. Leveraging Nunchi to subtly shape outcomes at work. Imagine if you could wield influence effortlessly at work, securing promotions and desirable projects with ease. While there's no magic wand for these feats, mastering Nunchi can significantly enhance your ability to influence both your superiors and colleagues effectively. One effective strategy using Nunchi is directly addressing your boss's needs and positioning yourself as the indispensable solution. Consider a scenario where you're eyeing a promotion during a financially tight period for your company. Simply asking for a raise might not cut it. Instead, observe what specific challenges your boss is facing. If she's bogged down with administrative tasks instead of focusing on strategic initiatives, you could offer to take on some of her workload. This approach not only alleviates her burden, but also showcases your initiative and leadership, implicitly making a strong case for your promotion. Another Nunchi-based tactic is the Socratic method, which harnesses the power of careful questioning to guide others to reevaluate their positions without direct confrontation. This is particularly useful with colleagues who may be defensive about their ideas. For instance, if a team member plans to use copyrighted images without clearance, rather than critiquing this decision outright, you might ask, "Have we secured permission to use these images?" Or, "Has this been cleared by our legal department?" Such questions prompt reconsideration of the decision, leading the person to realize potential oversights on their own. The subtlety of Nunchi allows you to navigate complex office dynamics tactfully, enhancing your influence without overt power plays. By incorporating observations of others' needs, strategic questioning, and timely interventions, Nunchi equips you to shape outcomes in your favor discreetly. This not only bolsters your position within the workplace but also improves your overall professional interactions, preparing you for a variety of scenarios where nuanced social understanding is key. Final summary. The essence of mastering Nunchi lies in the subtle art of observation and understanding, steering clear of aggressive self-assertion. Nunchi, a valuable Korean social intelligence tool, teaches the importance of holistic observation of people and environments, which is crucial for effective communication and relationship building. Adopting the principles of collectivism, promoting harmony over individualism, embracing roundness, a metaphor for flexibility and gentleness, in interactions, and prioritizing understanding over mere empathy enables a deeper connection with both familiar and new social settings. By honing these skills, Nunchi allows you to discern underlying emotions and intentions in others, paving the way for progress in your career and personal life. This skill set fosters smoother, more insightful interactions that can transform everyday engagements into opportunities for meaningful connections. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.